Welcome back to the VolState Sports Network. We are set to begin game number 2. As you see the coaches meeting with the umpires, Christian Lynn for the Lady Pioneers and Lauren Stewart for the Lady Lions of Wallace State. Wallace State won game 1 11-5. 6-run, 5th inning. The difference in that ball game. Just getting last minute lineups into my score sheet. Always late arriving with that information. A lot goes on between games for the coaches as well as this broadcaster. Try to get you the Toyota of Gallatin starting lineup. Starting lineup for Wallace State is, I believe, exactly the same except for the new pitcher. And it is Howard in center field leading off. Rouse batting second, playing third base. Wheeler at second base, batting third. Taylor at first, hitting cleanup. Word batting fifth. The DP, Phillips at shortstop, batting sixth. Holly Hand in left field, batting seventh. Hall behind the plate again, batting eighth. And Cartron out in right field, batting ninth. And in the circle, Katie Simon, twin sister of Emily Simon, who started game 1. And in the circle for Lady Pioneers will be Caitlin Davis. Wearing number 00 here for this ball game. Get you the Toyota of Gallatin starting lineup for the Lady Pioneers when they come to the plate. First pitch outside the zone, and we are underway at 4:12 p.m. Game time temperature 67 degrees here on the campus of Volunteer State Community College. Game 2. Davis. It's a bunt, and the throw is wide, and a collision at first base. Both the runner and second baseman Erica Abbott are down. Time is called as Justin McKinney comes out. A collision there between McKinnon Howard and second baseman Erica Abbott as the ball, the runner, and the second baseman collide or come together there at first base. Be a bunt single for Howard. Throw went down the right field line, but Howard was down. Did not attempt to advance. And hopefully neither these young ladies is injured. Justin McKinney will go over and check with McKinnon Howard. He'll hustle off the diamond and head back to the dugout. Looks like both ladies are staying in the ball game. Throw from Knapp at third base was just a little up the line and out of the reach of Riley Lotzenheiser. No change in the infield for Vol State. Knapp at third, Harris at short, Abbott at second, and Lotzenheiser at first base. Katie Davis in left, Anna Harrison in center field, and Michaela Fuqua right field. Bailey Osbrooks back behind the plate. Throw down to second base, and Howard has a steal. Ball 1 to Bailey Rouse. Rouse, as was McKinnon Howard in game one, 2 for 5 in the ball game. Ground ball down the third base line, hit off of Knapp's glove, but called foul. So apparently she touched that in foul territory. Davis's pitch in there on the corner. Strike 2. Caitlin Davis pitched in both ball games of the doubleheader yesterday. Started game 1, went 7 innings. Gave up 7 hits, 4 runs. They were earned, walked 2, struck out 1. Fly ball to left field. Katie Davis has it measured. She is just inside fair territory and makes the catch for out number 1. In game 2 of the doubleheader, she was a third pitcher in the circle for Christian Lynn. Went 3 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 3 strikeouts. So VolState leaning heavily on Caitlin Davis to keep them close in this ball game. First pitch to Laura Lee Wheeler, second baseman, misses. Wheeler was 1 for 4 in game 1 of the doubleheader. Had a 2-run home run in that 6-run fifth. Caitlin Davis, freshman from Manchester, Tennessee, Coffee County High School. Another pre-nursing major, the daughter of Rick and Denise Davis. There's a shot to Abbott at second base. She makes the catch and throws over to Lotzenheiser at first base to retire Wheeler. On the play, Howard moves over to third base. It was a hot smash. A nice play by Erica Abbott. Go ahead and put a star by that one. Jesse Taylor, the first baseman, steps to the plate with 2 outs. Runner at third. There's a changeup in there on the corner. So says our home plate umpire, Easton Litton. Brad Sloan now out on the bases. Thanks for joining us on the VolState Sports Network on YouTube and Comcast TV cable station number 19. Nice athletic play there by Bailey Osbrooks on the high pitch from Davis. Wallace State scored 2 in the first in game 1. A little bit of a slider action on that pitch, stayed high. Count goes 2-1. Wallace State has traveled several folks here. Ground ball to Knapp at third. Sidearm delivery over to Lotzenheiser. Retires Taylor. So 2 ground outs after a fly out and an infield single on the bunt. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, and 1 runner left on base. Headed to the bottom of the first. Listening to the VolState Sports Network. Katie Davis just finished her warm-up tosses. We are set for the bottom of the first. Katie Davis. Katie Simon, 1.72 ERA a year ago, 11-3 record in 19 appearances, 89 plus innings of work as a freshman for Wallace State. Only 61 hits, 122 strikeouts. Third on the team in ERA. First was her sister Emily Simon, who started game one, got the win. A little bit of struggle, had 7 walks in the ball game. Did not strike out a batter for a pitcher who struck out 156 a year ago. Corey Harris, leadoff batter for VolState. She will look at some pitches and looks at a called strike there. Corey was 1 for 1 in game one. Had a single, 2 walks, reached on a runner's interference, which, according to my research, is not an at-bat counted to the batter. Had a triple in the 6th, drove in a run, and just gets the end of the bat on that. Looks like a screwball is what I would call that pitch that Katie Simon's throwing. It is tailing away from the left-handed hitter. Harris back at her spot at shortstop. Toyota of Gallatin starting lineup for VolState. Give it to you in pieces. Corey Harris, Michaela Fuqua, and Erica Abbott. First 3 due up here in the bottom of the first. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. To the sophomore from Cedar Hill, Tennessee, Joe Burns High School. I believe that's up in Robertson County. Exercise science major. The daughter of Stacy and Kelly Harris. Fouls another one off. Trying to keep the shadows to a minimum on our cameras here. We have the sun coming in window off to the left and the west. Another slapper over and off of the dugout roof. Yesterday was the first game that I broadcast from press box here at the Nichols softball complex since last year. I forgot about that late afternoon, evening sun that comes in that window, and had to improvise with a piece of cardboard. Ground ball to second, and a nice play by Wheeler to toss that one halfway underhand, halfway sidearm to get the speedy Corey Harris for out number 1. That ball almost snuck under the glove of Laura Lee Wheeler. She was able to reach down and snag that. Hurt my back just to watch her bend down to get that one. Michaela Fuqua, the right fielder, steps in. Look at a pitch. Another one of those coming from inside to outside on the left-handed hitter. Misses away. Defense exactly the same as game 1 for Wallace State. Holly Hand in left, Howard in center, Cartron in right. Fuqua looks at one down the can. Rouse at third, Phillips at short, Wheeler at second, Taylor at first, and Hall behind the plate. Fuqua was 2 for 4 in game 1 of the doubleheader, scored a run, drove in a run with a first inning double. Batting here with nobody on. Swing and a miss. Screwball on the outer edge. Freshman for Lady Pioneers, Fuqua, a good-looking player from Decatur, Alabama. quick as lightning and doesn't have any bearing here on a swing and a miss. Doesn't matter how fast you run back to the dugout, but she gets the bat on the ball. You better get it and throw it quickly. First strikeout for Katie Simon. Retired the first two, and she's going to face another left-handed batter, Erica Abbott. Abbott 0 for 2 in game one. Runs up on one there and takes that pitch for a strike. Strike does not start with a B. Scoreboard I use here is pretty easy to operate. It's just a matter of getting all the synapses up in my brain working at the same time. Just getting started here in game two. On deck, Riley Lotzenheiser. Runs up on another one, and that one stays down. So Lotzenheiser at first base hitting cleanup. Katie Davis back in that number 5 spot. Playing left field. Lydia Kirby, the designated player here for game two. Followed by Corinne Knapp, Anna Harrison, and Bailey Osbrooks. 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed. That caught a piece of Emily Hall behind the plate. Didn't think Abbott had gotten any of that, but Erica Abbott involved in a collision on, I think it was the second pitch of the game. McKinnon Howard. And she met at first base, and it was not pretty. They ran into each other on a throw. It was off the bag. Both players stayed in the game. 2-2 pitch. This is outside. We'll have a full count, Ministries full count. Stay tuned after today's contest, right after the ball game, and we'll have the full count Ministries verse of the game. Might see if I can find my email address if somebody wants to send one in. Be happy to have you do that. Pitch just inside. Abbott will draw a 2-out walk. Runner goes on the pitch. Throw down, not in time. Abbott will scoot on down to third base. Couple hit first dives, stolen base, and then moves to third on the errant throw by Hall. So the go-ahead run on at third base. Lotzenheiser looks at a ball. There's one in there for a called strike. Let's get that scoreboard correct here. 2 balls and a strike to freshman Riley Lotzenheiser. It's common spelling on Lotzenheiser, of course, Lautzenheiser if you're scoring at home. That's off the fist. Over to Taylor at first base, who will apply the tag to her counterpart at first base for 3 unassisted to end the inning. No runs, no hits. Was one error that did not cost Wallace State. One runner left on base. Through 1, we're scoreless. Headed to the second. You're listening to the VolState Sports Network. Five, 6, and 7 due up for Wallace State here in the top of the second inning. Briefly saw my email address up there. It's up there right now. treesports@gmail.com. Want to send an email with a Bible verse, or you want to tell me where you're listening from, where you're listening, or who you're listening for, who you're rooting for? Little idea, and I welcome emails from both sides of the aisle. Just a word facing Caitlin Davis. She lines one down the first base line, but it just goes foul. Word 0 for 2 with a walk in game 1. Down goes 1 ball, 2 strikes to the designated player, Tessa Word. Brandy Phillips on deck. Popped up. That'll be easy play for Knapp down at third base, just in foul territory. Out number 1. It's T. Reese, Reece, sports@gmail.com. Try to check on those in between innings. Give you a shout out. Grandparents, maybe even Auntie Jenny in Honolulu. We are worldwide here on the VolState Sports Network on the WWW. Phillips looks at a called strike on the inside corner. Brandy Phillips had a productive game. 2 for 3, 3 runs scored, and walked at 2 singles. Lines one down the right field line. Fuqua gives chase, but it falls in foul territory. Caitlin Davis ahead on the count. One ball, 2 strikes. We'll need the lights turned on here soon, as that sun is dropping quickly. Another foul ball back to the screen. Count remains 1-2. Just a little high with that offering. Ground ball to third. Knapp up with it over to Lotzenheiser for out number 2. Look here, Costco Wholesale sent me an email. Oh, wait a minute. They were not listening. Toyota of Gallatin wants me to trade in my Tundra and get a brand new one. Not quite ready for that one. Eric Carr, Jake Thompson. Hollyhan looks at strike 1. And that might catch that outside corner. It does. Nice little screwball action there from freshman Caitlin Davis. Katie Davis out in left field. She's a sophomore from Alabama. Caitlin Davis from Manchester, Tennessee. Headed toward Chattanooga on I-24. Two outs, nobody on, and a swing and just barely got a tip of that one. Oh, it didn't. Must have swung and missed. I thought she fouled that one off. Bailey Osbrooks came out of there knowing that's a foul ball, I thought, but apparently she did not get any of it. And a strikeout as Osbrooks has to throw down to first base to complete the K. First strikeout for Davis. And a 1-2-3 inning. Wallace State scoreless in the first 2 innings here in Game 2. Take a break, see if anybody's brave enough to send an email across the internet. Give you a shout out on the VolState Sports Network. Katie Davis will lead off the bottom of the second. A scoreless game here at VolState. Preseason number 3 team in the country in Division 1. Now 1-0 after a 11-5 victory over the Lady Pioneers in Game 1. Davis 2 for 4 in Game 1. 2 bunt singles. Looks at ball 1 from Katie Simon. Top returning pitcher for the Lady Lions, her and her twin sister. I say they're twins. I thought I looked up some information. I assume they are. And being a twin myself, I would say they look more like twins than my twin brother and I do. He got all the good looks. I just got the hot wife. 2-0 pitch in there for a called strike. Toyota of Gallatin scoreboard showing 1 ball, 2 strikes. There we go, making the correction now. Brand new scoreboards all around the campus last spring and summer. Katie Davis squared the bunt. Pitch caught a ball. Like a pretty decent pitch to bunt. Of course, first and third are crashing the plate. The entire infield playing either at the baselines or in front. 3-1 pitch is in there for a called strike. Well, by Full Count Ministries, full count. Oh, the emails are coming in now. All the way from Hawaii. I'm guessing. Somebody, Gina Nelson says aloha, so I'll check it shortly. There's a half swing ground ball down. Third baseline foul. Do it all again. Harold Wheeler, you're the winner. Grandparents Harold and Frida Wheeler rooting for Laura Lee, the second baseman for Wallace State. Great to have you. Harold, send me an email. Tell me where you are. I have no hometowns for either of these ladies. There is a walk to Katie Davis. She will reach on the second free pass. Given up by Katie Simon. They love softball in Hawaii, Gina Nelson says. Is that Auntie Jenny, I'm assuming? It's got to be Corinne Knapp's auntie. Strike called to Lydia Kirby. Did not play in game one. Freshman from Alvaton, Kentucky. Went to Greenwood High School. Daughter of Greg and Jennifer Kirby. Granddaddy and Nanny and Nana all in Bowling Green. She rips one down the left field line, but it goes foul. Count goes no balls and 2 strikes. Kirby started game one behind the plate yesterday, went 0 for 3. Came into yesterday's doubleheader with 1 hit. In 6 appearances in the 2 games against Snead State. Good time to pick up your second hit right here. On the website, if you go to her name on the roster, it says you pronounce her name L-I-D-Y-E. Steal attempt down there at second base, and Katie Davis in there as the pitch was a ball. Now goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Looks like you would say her name Lydia. I asked Christian Lynn if that's how you say her name. He says, no, her name's Lydia. I said, okay, well, I don't know who's playing with the pronunciations on your website, but that'll throw an announcer off. Check swing, foul ball. Count remains 2-2. Davis had 1 stolen base in game 1. She had multiple stolen bases in yesterday's contest. See none in game 1 of the doubleheader. And like I said, she had none. Christian Lynn didn't want to take a stab at that one. Ducked out of the way of that line drive. He's learning at a young age. There are no accolades for a third base coach to try to make a ESPN quality play at third base. Coach's box. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at second, nobody out. Bottom of the second inning, no score. That one's grounded. No play at third base is Katie Davis. She Kind of crawled into third base there. But it worked. She moves up on the wild pitch, and Kirby will look at a full count. Ministries full count. High, ball 4. Putting runners at the corners, brought to you by Line to Line and Game Time Sports Field. And we'll just throw in the Rock Place, owned by Lee Marbett, the son of Bill Marbett. All supporting VolState athletics with dirt and rock, and also grounds crew for last year's TCCAA Region 7 Conference Tournament that was played here at the Nichols Sports Complex and at the Tim Garrett Baseball Complex. So 2 walks in the inning brings up Corinne Knapp, the niece of Auntie Jenny in Hawaii, who looks at a called strike. Lady Pioneers are threatening Sulligent, Alabama. Harold Wheeler. Next time I go visit my daughter down in Caledonia, Mississippi, I'll wave to you as I drive right through Sulligent. Can't remember the name of that highway. I know how to get there. I couldn't tell you the highway numbers. Swinging a foul ball. Count goes 0-2 to Knapp. I think Knapp might get the award for the farthest away from home, Woodbridge, Virginia. Haven't verified that, but 0-2 pitch off the fist. That'll be an easy out as Phillips makes the grab. Got jammed on that screwball coming in on her hands. First out. Sulligent, Alabama, where the Wheelers reside. Thanks for the email to treesesports@gmail.com. Catches the outside corner to Anna Harrison, the center fielder. Whoops. Let's get that one out of there. She'll lay down a bunt, and it's caught by Rouse. Nice diving play. She's going to take off to second. Is Kirby. They're just going to let her go. The second out on an attempted bunt by Anna Harrison. So indifference is what I would call that. Runners now at second and third with 2 outs. Brian Drake, first base coach for VolState, coming down to talk to the home plate umpire about something. Not really sure what that is, but 2 outs, 2 on. Bailey Osbrooks batting 9th, having a tough start to the year. Called strike. All right, now I got an email. It says it's from Pam Knapp. It says, is Georgina Nelson who sent you the email? So is that Auntie or Auntie Jenny, I'm assuming. Line drive to the third baseman. Rouse catches that change-up line drive, and a inning that looked so promising Ends up with no runs, no hits, no errors, 2 runners left on base. We are through 2 innings. 4 half innings and not a run's been scored. Thank you for the emails. Keep them coming on the VolState Sports Network. Tim Reese with you as we move to the top of the 3rd inning. Caitlin Davis in the circle to face 8, 9, and 1 of the Wallace State Lady Lions lineup. Emily Hall, Caroline Cartron, and McKinnon Howard. Not sure where they turn the lights on here at softball complex, but they're not on yet. Screwball in there on the corner. So 4 light poles here, 2 right behind or right near the dugouts, and then 1 down each line in the outfield. Change up way out in front is Emily Hall. Hall 1 for 3 in game 1, scored a run, drove in 1 with a double. Sinker down low. Ground ball foul. And I think that caught Hall again. I think that's the 2nd time she's wore 1 after fouling it off. Slider, swing and a miss. 2nd strikeout in a row for Davis. Had 1 to end the 2nd inning. Osbrooks had to throw down to first base. Now Caroline Cartron, 1 for 4 in game 1, drove in a couple of runs. Pops that one up into left center field over as Harrison. She'll make the catch with the glove on the right hand. Route number 2. Back to the top of the lineup, McKinnon Howard at a bunt single on a bang-bang play at first base, and that was literally a bang-bang play as she and Erica Abbott collided at the base. Squares, and will take a strike on the outside corner. Wallace State back in action on Friday in Dothan to play Northwest Florida State College. Bunt is foul. Now down in the count, 0-2. Guessing that is a tournament that they are playing in Friday and Saturday, weather permitting. So, Northwest Florida State College, Gulf Coast State College on Friday. Saturday, scheduled for Miami-Dade College and Hillsborough Community College, all in, I assume, the Dothan area. 3 say at Dothan, Alabama. 1 says James Oates Park. I'm not familiar with that area, so Lady Lions fans, I'm sure you all are well aware where those games are going to be played, and I hope, like us, that you all get to play those games. 0-2. It's off the screen and into one of the helmets inside the VolState dugout. Another foul ball over the VolState dugout. There's some lights starting to come on here at the Dr. Warren and Chris Nichols Sports Complex. Dr. Warren Nichols was former president. Was the president at the time that this complex was constructed. Two outs, nobody on, top of the third inning. Caitlin Davis trying to get through first 3 innings unscathed, and she will strike out. Howard on a swing and a miss. She has faced 10 in 3 innings. Only given up 1 hit. Retires the side in the third. Go to the bottom of the third, no score. You're listening to the VolState Sports Network. One, two, three. Scheduled for the Lady Pioneers here in the bottom of the third to face Katie Simon. She has gone through 9 batters in the first 2 innings. No hits, but has walked 3. Corey Harris grounded out to Laura Lee Wheeler from Sullivan, Alabama, I'm assuming. There's a bunt attempt. It is actually, she did not offer. Sophomore Corey Harris, shortstop, and will also get into the circles. Already had 2 appearances pitching this year, both in relief. She entered yesterday's game number 2. Two-0 pitch from Simon square again. And pitch goes low and outside. Harris a pitch away from leading off with a walk in the bottom of the third inning. Couple Braves sold so far at the T. Reese Sports Gmail address. Ball 4. 4-pitch walk. That is the 4th walk of the year, or the game, and the year. For Katie Simon, this is game 2. Katie had 54 walks in 89 innings a year ago. Sister Emily had 35 in 127 innings. That's why the 7 in game 1 and 5 was a bit of an anomaly. Runner goes. Pitch is taken. And Harris in there safely. Pitch called strike 1 to Michaela Fuqua. Struck out in the first. Fuqua runs up on that one, does not offer. Past the 5 o'clock hour here in Central Time. Pops that one up. That will get down in front of center fielder Howard. Harris is going to try to score. Throw to the plate is not in time. Fuqua going to try to get to third, and she will. She'll keep a toe on the base. So a double and an RBI for Michaela Fuqua. That's her second dudette double of the day. And on the throw to the plate, she moves up to third base. And the Framework Athletics first run of the game scored by Corey Harris. The Pioneers take their first lead of the day. Erica Abbott next to bat for VolState. Get that Framework Athletics run up on the board. Owned by Ryan McDuffie and Zach Duke. Zach Duke, a 15-year Major League pitcher, resides here in Gallatin, Tennessee now. He and Ryan McDuffie opened up the baseball facility that the Pioneers and the Lady Pioneers use. Ron McDuffie also co-owners with his wife Lindsay with the CrossFit Hendersonville location. It's right next door over there at 104 Jessica Lauren Court. Abbott attempts to bunt that one, bunts right on through it. Ball is diving away from the left-handed hitter. Not a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Abbott, who walked, stole second, reached third on a overthrow, but was stranded at third base. High fly ball down the right field line, but it will get out of play and on the other side of the bullpen. Nobody out as the Lady Pioneers bat here in the bottom of the third. They have struck first to take a 1-0 lead. Walk to Corey Harris, stolen base, and then a bloop double that got by McKinnon Howard in center field. 1-2 pitch to Abbott. Gets a piece of that one, fouls it off. Softball complex located in the southwesternmost corner of the campus, baseball facility located on the northeastern most portion of the campus. Ground ball to first. Mishandled at first by Taylor, but she ends up getting possession and tagging first base. But another run comes in on the ground out. So an RBI ground out by Abbott brings home Michaela Fuqua. Riley Lotzenheiser bats now with nobody on. Lotzenheiser is in scoring position when she steps into the box, though. Probably won't get to see a lot of VolState Lady Pioneers play this year, but there are some exciting players, and she's one of them on this squad. Hey, that's a foul ball up here. Just outside the press box door. Kayla Fuqua is going to come up the steps, pick that one up. 1-1 pitch. That's a nice pitch. Nice placement of that fastball. On deck, Katie Davis. That will hit Riley Lotzenheiser on the lower leg, front leg. Looked like it hit the ground first before it hit her. So probably not a lot of damage. We don't need Justin McKinney to come out of the dugout. All-world athletic trainer. Busy man during this time of the year. Davis steps up to lay down another bunt called strike. Got women's and men's basketball, softball, and baseball. So all four sports playing at one time through the week. So he is present for pretty much all of those games. All the home games anyway. Since 2012, Justin McKinney has been at VolState. I think he started when he was 18 years old. No, I'm just kidding. Probably had a college degree and everything. Still a young man. There is a foul that just goes over the glove of Emily Hall. Nearly a bunt pop out. Goes 1 ball, 2 strikes to the sophomore outfielder from Decatur, Alabama. Got a Bailey Rouse fan that has checked in from Port Townsend, Washington. Ball 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes on treesports@gmail.com. Assuming if the email says Benjamin Rouse 4, that there's a good chance that our emailer, his name is Benjamin Rouse. That investigator mentality, slow ground ball to third base, a swinging bunt. Katie Davis is going to reach. No play for the aforementioned Bailey Rouse, who's made some very nice plays today, but had nothing to do but eat that one. Lotzenheiser moves down to second base. Second hit in the inning. Brings up Lydia Kirby, who walked but was stranded in the second inning. drills one into the trees. Foul territory. I believe that's the second time she's got into one that went foul. Thanks for the email. We were keeping score of what teams have sent emails. I believe we'd be 2-2. It's not all about a competition, though. Just on that outside corner, I would say it whispered at that outside corner as it went by. Count goes no balls and 2 strikes. On deck, Corinne Knapp. 2-0 VolState with 2 here in the third. Walk, a double, a ground out produced 2 runs. There's the second hit batter of the inning. The bases are juiced. Offensive timeout as Christian Lynn wants to talk to Corinne Knapp from Woodbridge, Virginia. Transfer from Longwood University. She's got people all over the map. Grandma Lynn in Montana, Auntie Jenny in Honolulu. My daughter-in-law headed to Hawaii on Friday, leaving her husband and 2 kids back here in Middle Tennessee, where if the weather holds, my wife's going to be handling ZZ duties, as she's known, ZZ and Grandpa, as I'll be broadcasting baseball on Friday and Monday, and she'll be watching 4-year-old Eli and 1-year-old Lucy, who just had her birthday on Monday, February 5th. Happy birthday to Lulu. Lucy Drew Reese. The cutest little girl you ever did see. Although she's tied with 4 other granddaughters that I have. My grandsons are just funny and smart. 7 of them so far. Pretty good job being a grandpa. I highly recommend it, but you want to do that when you got really good kids that will take good care of those grandkids. Corinne Knapp steps to the plate with 1 out and the bases loaded. After the visit on the mound by Lauren Stewart. First pitch is outside the zone. My broadcast partner in the summer would say 0 for 1 on the year now. He thinks there's a high rate of strikes thrown after a mound visit in baseball. Now 0 for 2. 2 outside the zone by Katie Simon. I want to say Simmons all day long. The 2-0 pitch gets in there for a called strike. That popped out to the shortstop in the second inning. One for 4 in game 1. The double drove one to the base of the fence. That's one off the fist. They'll go the short distance to third base, and fielder's choice will bring in another run. Leaving runners at first and second. So an RBI, fielder's choice by Knapp. Brings in Lotzenheiser, and Anna Harrison has a chance to get the Lady Pioneers another run here. Swing and a miss. Harrison had a bunt attempt that was caught by Rouse. She squares again, and the pitch is called a strike. Rouse came in and made a diving catch. You still see the messed up chalk area where she went down, about a third of the way down the line, the third base line. A really, really nice play to retire Harrison. Swing and a miss on another screwball going away from that left-handed hitter, and Simon gets out of the inning. Not before the Lady Pioneers score 3 runs on 2 hits. No errors, 2 runners left on base. After 3, VolState leads 3-0. You're listening to the VolState Sports Network. Galen Davis back out on the mound and not a mound, out in the circle. Face 2, 3, and 4 in the Wallace State lineup. Bailey Rouse swings at the first pitch. She sees, fouls that one off. Flew out to left field in the first inning. It gets by Corey Harris in the left field for a leadoff single. Second hit of the ball game for the Lady Lions. Brings up Laura Lee Wheeler. Grounded out on a hard shot to Erica Abbott at second base. Gonna make a nice play to retire Wheeler. Does not offer it. The first pitch delivered by Davis. Jesse Taylor on deck. Nice pitch there by Davis. Looked like she had a little spin on that one. Wheeler hit her first home run of the year in game 1. Led the team a year ago with 11. Moves to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sarah Beth Brake had 10 home runs. Assumed she was a sophomore last year and is no longer with the club. In the dirt, dug out of there by Osbrooks. as Rouse is making her presence known down at first base. Two or three quick steps off the base. Ripped down the third base line, but foul. Lauren Stewart unfazed in the third base coaching box. Just watch that go about 3 feet in front of her. Yesterday, Brian Drake at first base, the Lady Pioneers first base coach, said he'd been coaching thousands of games, never been hit in the coach's box. That pitch just missed inside. Looked almost like Wheeler thought she might have been rung up. Well, the full count ministry's full count, but early in game one, I believe it was, Shelby Green hit one that was hunting Brian Drake, and he got drilled in the left knee. Full count pitch misses somewhere. The first two reach here in the fourth after VolState takes the 3-0 lead in the bottom of the third. It's the first walk of the game for freshman right-hander. Now Rouse at second, Wheeler at first. Jesse Taylor, the first baseman, steps in. She swings at the first pitch, and that'll go foul. Gracie Ashley, who played with Lady Lions a year ago, is the assistant coach for Lauren Stewart, who just got the head coaching position after the resignation of the previous coach, I think, over the weekend. So, not sure all the drama that's occurred there, but drilled out the right center field. That will get out of here. Get over the, I think that's probably about an 8-foot fence, chain link fence, and then there is a higher string fence that is above that to keep it off the street out there. But that's a 3-run jack by Jesse Taylor to tie this game up. That's a shot right there. Taylor's first home run of the year. And we are tied here in the top of the fourth inning. Good teams take advantage of walks. Single by Rouse, a walk to Wheeler, and a 3-run home run for Jesse Taylor. Now Tessa Word steps to the plate. Swing and a miss on a nice little slider there. Word popped out to Knapp at third base, just in foul territory, to lead off the second. Another slider popped up down the right field line. It's going to be a tough play as Fuqua comes in and makes a diving, spectacular play. Head first. Erica Abbott did not have a chance at that one, as that was in the Bermuda Triangle out there in right field. Definitely put a star by that one for Michaela Fuqua. First out. Brandy Phillips, shortstop. Grounded out her first plate appearance. Phillips, a freshman, starting at shortstop, swing. Foul off to the right side. She took what we used to call a JV cut on that one. She did not hold back. Mustard on that one. That's a little high. Drilled out to left field. That will get out of here as well. Solo home run by Brandy Phillips. Gives Wallace State the lead. Lady Pioneers will get together out in the circle. Wallace State with 4 in the top of the 4th inning take the lead. The strength of a 3-run home run by Jesse Taylor and a solo shot by Brandy Phillips. Popped up down the left side and foul territory. Katie Davis makes the catch. We're out number 2. So 3 hits in the inning, 2 are long balls. Just like that, Wallace State leads 4-3. Emily Hall struck out the lead off the 3rd. Pops that one up. Looks like Corey Harris is going to be able to handle that, and she'll make it on the right side of the infield for out number 3. But a productive inning, 4 runs, 3 hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Wallace State taking the lead, 4-3. We're headed to the bottom of the 4th. Thanks for joining us on the VolState Sports Network on YouTube and Comcast Cable Channel 19. Good luck to the women's basketball team as they are taking on the Columbia State Lady Chargers. I think that game starts right about now. They are on a 2-game winning streak. Didn't win a conference game, I believe, in the first 9 attempts, and then have won the last 2 games. So 3 wins, I think 3-19 on the season, but head coach Otis Key got him playing well right now. Bailey Osbrooks hits one high and deep out the left field. And that ball is gone off the scoreboard, the Toyota of Gallatin scoreboard. So just like that, this game is tied Osbrooks with her first big fly of the year. Delivers a solo shot off of Katie Simon. Now 4-4 in the fourth. Second team all-conference selection as a freshman a year ago. Osbrooks from Scottsville, Kentucky. Had an outstanding year. 49 hits, had 11 doubles and 12 home runs. Leadoff batter Corey Harris steps in. Looks at a strike that winked at the outside corner. Third hit of the ball game for VolState. Katie Simon did not give up a hit in the first 2 innings. But pitch got in there, lickety-split there, but high and away. Faced 9 in the first 2 innings, walked 3 batters, but did not give up a hit or a run. Third inning gave up 3 runs and 2 hits, but stranded 2. Harris looks at that offering and said she couldn't do anything with that one. 2 balls and a strike. To the sophomore exercise science major. Lady Pioneers will go to Poplar, Missouri, Poplar Bluff, Missouri. Take on Three Rivers on Monday the 12th. And back here a week from Saturday for a doubleheader against Wabash Valley. And a bunt as she pulls it back, and that pitch just a little bit inside. Another leadoff walk, which is what Harris did in the 3-run third. That's not a leadoff walk here in the fourth, except for the fact it was a solo home run in front of her. So a wild streak by the Simon twins did not hurt Emily. Harris off again, and she's going to swipe another bag. Second of the game. Three stolen bases in game 1, so that's 5 for the day. Kayla Fuquay will look at a pitch called a strike on the outside corner. Corey Harris had 23 stolen bases a year ago and 25 attempts. It's a line drive over to Rouse. Picks that clean off of the ground for out number 1. Erica Abbott will come to the plate with 1 out and 1 on. Game 2 of the doubleheader today. Wallace State defeated VolState 11-5 in game 1. Nice pitch there on the outside corner. Popped up into shallow center field. That might get down. Diving attempt by Howard. She knocks that ball back into the infield. It'll be a double off the bat of Erica Abbott. Corey Harris had to hold up to see if Howard was going to make the catch. So she could not score on the double, but another do-dat double play, or do-dat double by Erica Abbott. Thanks to do-dat Communications for their support of VolState athletics. And 2 runners in scoring position for Riley Lotzenheiser. Maybe the ball's flying around out here now, and Lotzenheiser can get one up in the jet stream. If she does, she can hit a ball a long way. Lady Pioneers, who parked out there on the other side of the access road in left field, might want to be a little careful where they park. Don't want to park in the first row anyway. And she gets one that will be caught at second base, and that's a double play. That's 3 outs. Nice play by Laura Lee Wheeler to just get Abbott at second base. So another rally snuffed out, but a leadoff solo home run by Bailey Osbrooks ties the ball game. As the line out, unassisted double play ends the 4th inning. We'll take a break. Come back for the top of the 5th. You're listening to the VolState Sports Network. To the top of the 5th we go. 9-1-2 for Wallace State. Caroline Cartron for her second plate appearance of game 2 flew out to center field. She's going to look at a slider there that catches the outside corner. Caitlin Davis on for inning number 2. Inning number 5. Give up no runs in the first 3, and that's a line drive right over the head of Harris into left center field. Going to go for 2, and she's going to get in there standing with a double. Caroline Cartron gets the top of the 5th. Started out well for Wallace State. Just reached out and punched that one into left center field. Now 1 for 2, and brings to the top of the order McKinnon Howard, who's 1 for 2. Likes to swing at that first pitch. Does not go after that pitch outside. You want to join the program, send an email to treesesports@gmail.com. You'll see it on the wide shot. Let me know who you are, where you're watching from, and who you're rooting for. There's a bunt attempt that apparently hit the ground. That's blocked by our umpire, Easton Litton. So Howard will come back, and we'll do that at bat again. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cartron on at second base after a leadoff double. Another bunt attempt. Unsuccessful. Howard 2 for 5 in game 1. She's 1 for 2. 3 for 7 on the afternoon. It's 1 week. Backhanded by Caitlin Davis. Nice play out of the circle there to retire Howard on the soft liner back to the box. Brings up Bailey Rouse, freshman, third baseman, who's 1 for 2. She's also 3 for 7 on the day. First 2 ball games of the year for Wallace State. Kind of surprising, an Alabama team getting started this late. Some teams that have players on their team have hit 8 home runs, I believe, already. I don't know how many games that's in, but it's a lot of home runs early in the season. Swing and a foul tip. One ball, one strike. 4-4 ball game. Slow. The slowest pitch, I believe, delivered by Caitlin Davis. Rouse tried to just leave her bat out there to see if the pitch would hit it, but it did not. Now down in the count, 1-2 on deck. Wheeler popped up. That'll get out of play. Don't think that will connect with any of the Wallace State fans. Over here to the right of the press box. Bailey Rouse does a lot of work inside that batter's box. Swinging another foul ball on a changeup. Benjamin Rouse is checked in from Washington State, rooting for Bailey. Bayleigh, spelling of Bailey. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Davis gets Rouse for out number 2. Fourth strikeout of the game for Caitlin Davis. Now brings up Laura Lee Wheeler, who's 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. She hit her first home run in game 1. Went 1 for 4. Sun's gone down, cooling down a bit. Game time temperature was 67. Now, Weather Channel says 59 degrees here in Gallatin, Tennessee. That's pitched right down the can by Davis. Sure appreciate you all listening and watching on the VolState Sports Network on YouTube. It ain't ESPN, but it's better than nothing. That's my motto. Ground ball that will get off the fence and hop up to Lydia Kirby, who's sitting in a chair right at the front of the Lady Pioneers dugout. Another big shout out to A.J. Fawson, a chief audio and video engineer here. Popped out to the right field area, and Michaela Fuquay will make the catch for out number 3. So after a leadoff double, soft line drive out, strikeout, and a fly ball to retire the Wallace State Lady Lions. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. Caitlin Davis through 5 innings. Had that tough 4th inning and a tough stretch. Gave up a couple home runs. Settled down a little bit there in the 5th inning. Now giving way to Katie Simon, who will come back out to the circle for the bottom of the fifth. Again, thanks to A.J. Fawson for his assistance with setting up equipment and getting us online and cameras operating. I've tried my best, but seems like the setup here has been a little too confusing for me, and for some reason I can't get one of the cameras to work. And so he has been very accommodating here for me as I try to bring sports to not only the Pioneer family, but to the opposing team. And we want to thank the supporter of VolState Athletics, Sumner Regional Medical Center, Toyota of Gallatin, Allie Cassidy Brick and Stone, the American Legion. I believe that's post 17. That does work up at the baseball complex. Among others, Katie Davis square around and take ball one. Davis 1 for 1, been on base both times she's come to the plate. She does some landscaping out there in front of home plate as well. I would assume that's some sort of a tribute that she does. If I was around the team a little more, I'd probably know the answer to that. She is a half swing, trying to just lay one out there in left field. And that one goes foul. So hello again to Granny in Decatur, Alabama. And her parents, Brian and Tina Davis, also in Decatur, along with younger brother Kalen. VolState dugout getting loud now. VolState looking for a late rally here in the last 3 innings or last 2 innings. Want to take that lead as they get into the 7th inning. There is a soft ground ball down to Rouse. He catches that one in foul territory. Davis could not keep that one fair. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes on the sophomore left fielder. Majoring in human services and social work. Davis hit .404 a year ago. 2-2 pitch from Simon. Another ball served over the third base dugout. .59 hits a year ago, 4 doubles. I would assume a lot of those bunt hits or infield hits. 2-2 stays alive. Foul ball. Davis has 4 hits on the day, all either bunts or infield singles. 2-2 again. That's going to be another base hit as she hits one in the hole. Nice diving play by Phillips to keep it in the infield. But Katie Davis puts it right where she wants to. She is 2 for 2, having a great day at the plate. Brings up Lydia Kirby, who's walked in, been hit by a pitch. Would assume the Lynn family still listening in. Johnny Lynn, who was the head coach here for 30 years for softball team, his wife Kimberly and oldest son John Thomas, who are down in Columbia State for tonight's basketball game. Should start about 7:30. They're probably listening in on the VolState Sports Network as the baby of the family, Christian Lynn, trying to get his first home win of the year. There's another long drive off the bat of Lydia Kirby, but it's foul. She can get the timing on that. This field will not hold the ball. She's going to put it onto the batting cage down the left field line or in between the scoreboard and the line. 1 ball, 1 strike. Going to lay down a bunt, and that is going to hug the line. Just goes foul. Just gets off that white chalk. Nice play there by Taylor at first base. Did not pick that up too quickly and let it play out. It's a do-or-die situation right there for Jessie Taylor. She picked that up at any point in time when she got there. She had no play. Another long foul ball. Those pitches are tight to Kirby, and I don't think there's anything else she could do with those pitches but foul them off. Wouldn't say she's right on the plate, but she's not away from it either. Nobody out. Katie Davis on at first. See if she takes off, and she does. Foul ball off the screen. Corey Harris, Michaela Fuqua, and Katie Davis, the runners on this squad right here. Maybe Erica Abbott. She's got a stolen base as well. Do it again. Another foul ball. I think it got into the bullpen. As quick as the doubleheader was yesterday, this one is nowhere near as quick. Game 1 today was 2.5 hours long. We are about an hour and 45 minutes into this, and we're in the bottom of the 5th. Lydia Kirby is losing balls here at a record clip. Wondering who's retrieving those balls over there. I'd finally see somebody come out of the Lady Pioneer dugout to go look for those. Not a whole lot of area here. That's where she's hitting them is the only area you probably got to dig through some trees. Off to the right behind the first base dugout, about 100 yards, is fire station number 2 for the Gallatin Fire Department. VolState campus is just west of downtown Gallatin on Gallatin Pike or Highway 31. 1-2 pitch down low. It's a good 1-2 pitch right there after multiple foul balls by Katie Simon. Dyer construction sign out there in right center field. Supporters of VolState softball. And this count goes full. Brought to you by Full Count Ministries. Somebody wants to send in an email to treesports@gmail.com. If you have a favorite Bible verse, I'd be glad to use that one as the Full Count Ministries verse of the game. Full counts. Davis probably going on the pitch. And there she goes. And a fly ball down the left field line. It's foul. And it will get over the fence. Probably about 15 feet foul. Straighten that out just a hair. Don't think that Hollyhand could reach over the fence to get that one. She might be able to. She's pretty tall. They don't have heights out here. I'm going to go 5'7". We'll do it all again. Kirby looking for her first knock of the ball game. She will take her third free pass. Second walk of the game. Also hit by a pitch. Sixth walk by Katie Simon. Corinne Knapp steps to the plate. She's 0 for 2. Promising inning again for VolState, as looks like there's activity in the Lady Lions lineup. There's a base hit that's going to get Katie Davis to score, and that's a double. That is a bunt double by Corinne Knapp that scores a run from second base as it got under the glove of Katie Simon. Phillips was heading to third base on the play, and runners now at second and third, and VolState has taken the lead 5-4. Another defensive timeout in the circle. Still nobody out. That ball went into shallow left center field. You don't see this a lot in baseball, I'll tell you that. But a bunt double scores Katie Davis, so an RBI to Corinne Knapp. Lydia Kirby ends up at third base. Second hit of the inning. Anna Harrison steps in. Pioneers need to pick up these two runs right here. Infield in, another bunt attempt. Harrison fouls that one off. Harrison retired on a pop-out to Rouse at third base in the second. And then struck out to end the third inning. Katie Simon looking at her wrist and now has the sign. Another bunt, foul. Harrison with the swing the stick now, down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Oh, 2, swing and a miss, and a nice fastball up and out. Just a hair of the zone there. Nice 0-2 pitch by Katie Simon. Second time she's struck out Harrison. Third strikeout of the ball game. That's the first out of the inning. Bailey Osbrooks, who went deep to lead off the fourth, now up there with 2 on. I think she ambushed the first pitch by Simon in the fourth. Does not offer at that pitch. It's called for a strike. Second team all conference. Bailey Osbrooks is a freshman. Scottsville, Kentucky, just across the Kentucky line from Tennessee. Going up through Gallatin, as a matter of fact. Went to Allen County, Scottsville, Kentucky, or Scottsville High School. looking to square one up here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Pioneers a couple insurance runs, and she swung at a pitch that almost hit her in the chest. May have been the defensive swing right there with 1 strike. Auntie Jenny checking in again on the email. I haven't been to Hawaii, Aunt Jenny. One-two pitch misses outside. My wife's been twice. Girls' trips. I was back home working. It's just what we do, husbands and dads. 2-2 pitch. Another defensive swing. Not because the pitch was close to the plate, but because the pitch was close to her body. Simon has that screwball working. What would that be? Left to right from her vantage point. Appreciate the kind comments online. That's driven out to right field. It should score a run. Caught by Cartron. Sacrifice fly throw over to third base. Is not in time to get Knapp. She moves up to third, and a sacrifice line drive RBI by Osbrooks. Scores another run. The Lady Pioneers now lead 6-4. 2 outs. Corey Harris steps in. 0 for 1, walked twice. Looks at strike 1. Harris swings and puts one right in the grass, fair territory, and she's going to have a stand-up double. Dudat Communications double for Corey Harris. Drives in the 7th run with 2 outs. Just a reach out and place it. Couldn't have placed it any better than that. Second double of the inning, 3rd hit for VolState here in the 5th. As 3 runs have come across, 3 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 3 now in the 5th, and Michaela Fuqua at the plate. Another defensive meeting in the circle without a coach present. Brian Drake has the long pants on tonight down at first base. Christian Lynn sticking it out with the shorts. Down in the third base coach's box. Definitely colder yesterday than it is today. It's still the same temperature up here in the press box, though. Fuqua looks at a called strike right down Broadway. Kayla is 1 for 3. Doubled, drove in a run, and scored a run in the 3rd. And she tries to do the same thing that Harris did, but it's a little late on that one, and it goes foul. Down in the count, 0-2 is the freshman right fielder, Michaela Fuqua. Not Sure if Jeffrey and Lena are watching online from Decatur, Alabama, a couple hours away. Granddad in Cortland, Alabama. I don't know where that is. And a grandma in Decatur. And a swing and a miss. Down goes Fuquay, and that will end the fifth. But 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. VolState taking the lead here in the fifth, 7-4, heading to the top of the 6th. You're listening and watching the VolState Sports Network. To this top of the 6th we go, scheduled for 7 innings. A defensive change for the Lady Pioneers. Shelby Green moves into right field for Michaela Fuquay. Caitlin Davis still out in the circle. Looks like everything else is just the same. Katie Davis in left, Anna Harrison in center. Corinne Knapp at third, Corey Harris at short, Erica Abbott at second, Riley Lotzenheiser at first base. Bailey Osberg's catching Caitlin Davis. First pitch swinging is Jessie Taylor, and Erica Abbott will handle that. Easy pop-up for out number 1. Taylor hit a 3-run home run in her last at-bat to tie the game up. She's now 1 for 3, and Tessa Word steps in. She is 0 for 2. A diving catch by Michaela Fuquay out in right field. There's a line drive that gets out to center field quickly. Probably see a pinch runner here for Word as she drills the Davis pitch right up the middle. She's now 1 for 3. And there is Jaden Foster, number 9. Came in and pinch ran. Jaden Foster, freshman. Pinch ran in game 1, and Brian Drake will come out of the Lady Pioneers dugout to talk over some defensive strategy. Up by 3 here in the top of the 6th inning. Brandy Phillips will step to the plate. She hit a solo home run in the 4th. That put Wallace State up 4-3. Lady Pioneers came back. The first pitch, Bailey Osbrooks hit her solo home run to tie the game in the bottom of the 4th inning. Then took the lead with 3 in the bottom of the 5th. Meeting is over with. They figured out where they're going to go eat after the game, and we are set for softball. Pitch inside. We'll catch that corner. Davis took a little bit off of that one. On deck, Haley Hollyhand. That is a mouthful of H's right there. A mighty cut there by Brandy Phillips. As I said in the last at-bat before she hit that home run, she takes a pretty healthy cut. My son called it a JV hack. Maybe a changeup here out away from Davis. No, stays inside and gets the strikeout. A pitch that was diving to Phillips' shins. 5th strikeout of the game by Davis. She is hunting her first win of the year. Facing Hollyhand here is 0 for 2. Pop up out to center field. Anna Harrison has that tracked and makes the catch for out number 3. So a 1-out single stranded on the bases. VolState will come in and try to get some more insurance runs. If they scored 5, they'd walk away with this one. But they'll be happy if they can just pour on a couple more here as we move to the bottom of the 6th. Thanks for joining us on the VolState Sports Network on YouTube and Cable Access Channel 19. Heart of the order up for the Lady Pioneers, 3, 4, and 5. Erica Abbott, Riley Lotzenheiser, and Katie Davis. Face Katie Simon back out for the 6th inning. There's some activity down in the Wallace State bullpen. Abbott looks at a pitch right across the plate. Erica 1 for 2. An RBI. A dudette double in the 4th. She was doubled off at second base. And she's going to look at a nice pitch on the outside corner. A little screwball action that Katie Simon has when she's at her best. Works that one to the left-handed batter and goes away as they're walking up on the pitch. Just got a piece of that one off the end of that stick. Grandparents of the Simon twins checked in on Gmail, treesesports@gmail.com. Thank you for the email. 0-2 pitch and a called strike 3. Makes the Simon twins grandparents down in Murrells Inlet, South Carolina happy. Neil Zirkle. Thanks for checking out the broadcast today down in South Carolina. Hope you're having nice weather down there. Riley Lotzenheiser is going to be taken down for a pinch hitter. Elizabeth Vales checks in. Freshman from Jackson, Tennessee, Jackson Southside High School. Came in as a pinch runner yesterday. Getting a pinch hit opportunity. First pitch swinging. Coming off the bench, hacking. Vale's a science major. Daughter of Donnie Vales and Jessica Arwood of Jackson, Tennessee, is a granddaddy, and I believe she wrote N-O-N, N-O-N, in Jackson, Tennessee. Had them all fill out a sheet. Starts to drop the hands on the bat handle. Put that pitch low and away. Vale's one at bat in the first 4 games. Pops that one up to shortstop. Phillips will handle that for out number 2. Now Katie Davis come to the plate with nobody on and 2 outs. Love having the grandparents check in on the email. We've turned off the chat on YouTube, which sometimes we have it, sometimes we don't, but a little bit harder for me to make sure that everybody's on the up and up as Davis squares around the bunt. Pulls the bat back on ball 1. I'm not so technically minded that if somebody starts to do something in a chat. We've had pornographic sites that have been advertised on other medium that I've been part of. There is a 2-hopper to second base and a 1-2-3 inning for Wallace State as we are headed to the top of the 7th inning. Lady Pioneers with a 3-run lead need 3 outs to get their split of the doubleheader here against the preseason number 3 team in the country in the Region 22 Division 1. We'll take a quick break and be right back with the exciting action in the top of the 7th inning. You're listening to the VolState Sports Network. Seven to 4, VolState leads over Wallace State. We move to the top of the 7th inning. In Game 2 of the doubleheader, Wallace State defeated VolState 11-5 in Game 1, their first game of the year. Lady Pioneers trying to win 1 out of 4 games in the last 2 days. A 7-4 lead, and they are facing 8-9-1. And the Lady Lions line up Emily Hall, Caroline Cartron, and the top of the order, McKinnon Howard, are due up. First pitch to Hall misses. Hall 0 for 2. Thank you to Tim and Jean Taylor from Dallas, Georgia. That ball is hit just in front of the VolState bullpen down the left side. They are rooting for Jesse Taylor, the first baseman for Wallace State. Appreciate the kind comments on the email to treesports@gmail.com. Count goes 2 balls and a strike. Emily Hall, here's what you don't want to do here is you don't want to give any free passes if you're VolState. Make Wallace State earn it, especially down in the lineup here. Popped up, that'll get out of play. Appreciate all those who've joined the show on the email. Another ground ball, that'll go foul. Just as Lydia Kirby throwing in foul balls to Osbrooks. She had two, but Bailey wasn't ready for the second one. So 2-2 pitch coming. A little bit high. We'll have a full count. Ministries full count. Josh Carmen, the director of baseball operations, also the general manager and head coach of the Full Count Rhythm of the Summer Collegiate baseball team, now moving to the Prospect League this summer. 3-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Like she took a little bit off of that one. And there is the first out of the seventh. 6th strikeout of the game for Caitlin Davis. Appeared in 2 games yesterday. 1 start. Came into this game with 10 innings. 0-1 record. That one's lined out the left field with Katie Davis is patrolling and makes the catch for out number 2. Wallace State down to their last out. Lady Pioneers looking to salvage 1 win in 4 games against 2 very good teams. John A. Logan yesterday and Wallace State at Hanceville, Alabama today for getting some time off over the weekend, the rest of this week and over the weekend. McKinnon Howard, she's going to swing the first pitch, ground to short. Corey Harris up and over to Lotzenizer, who has re-entered the game. And the Lady Pioneers defeat the Lady Lions of Wallace State 7-4 and split the doubleheader. Great game by Caitlin Davis, who gets her first win of the year. She moves to 1-1 on the season. Katie Simon falls to 0-1. See if I can get some quick totals here. 4 runs, 6 hits. These are unofficial for Wallace State. And 7 runs on 7 hits for the Lady Pioneers, who moved to too many. 2-4 on the season. Wallace State evens the record at 1-1. And the next ball game for VolState will be Monday at Three Rivers College in Poplar Bluff, Missouri. If I can remember, if I have it pulled up here, the next ball game for Wallace State, they're playing in a appears to be a tournament style down in Dothan, Alabama area, Northwest Florida, 12:30 p.m. on Friday the 9th, weather permitting. I sure appreciate you all watching and listening. Let's get to the Full Count Ministries verse of the game. Nobody sent one in, so I'll use the one I had prepared. It comes out of 37th Psalm, verse 3 and 4. It says, "Trust in the Lord and do good. Dwell in the land and enjoy safe pasture." This is a good one here, verse 4. "Take delight in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart." That is the nearly inspired version, as my pastor calls it, the NIV version. Psalm 37, 3 and 4. It's the one I like to read out of, and I appreciate Full Count Ministries giving me the opportunity to broadcast baseball, and that's turned in now to basketball and softball. Done a football game last fall as well, and just love my retirement opportunities that God has given me, especially here at VolState and with the Full Count Ministry. For Athletic Director Bobby Hudson and Christian Lynn, coach of the Lady Pioneers softball team, this is Tim Reese saying, God bless you. We will talk to you again soon right here on the VolState Sports Network. Good night, everybody.